Animal abuse. Although animal abuse dates back many years, it must be recognized that today awareness has been raised on the subject, but at the same time horrendous acts against defenseless animals continue to occur. Even in developed countries, Spain and its bullfights, for example, in ancient times, mistreatment occurred deliberately, such as when animals were used as beasts of burden until their death, or as war equipment such as cavalry, with many animals victims of war violence. The fashion where hundreds of animals were killed just for a coat, taking some to extinction, and no one understood that animals are also beings that feel and deserve respect, food, health, and above all, love. Many know what animal abuse is and what kinds of abuse there are, but most do not do, do not know that these animals have rights and that there are laws for their protection, such as the Declaration of the Universal Rights of Animals. Unfortunately, these laws are not so strong in most countries and they are not followed, mainly in underdeveloped countries like ours. But all is not lost. There are many people who share this same concern, and environmental and animal protection groups have been formed that fight to stop this phenomenon little by little, and looking for a peace, peaceful solution, and pushing hard so that these laws are respected and abided by in all countries. Every year, thousands of animals are sacrificed to satisfy our fashion's desires. They are mercilessly tortured and immolated regardless of whether they are beings that share or some capacity to feel. Our selfishness and feeling of superiority do not allow us to see the pain to which we submit to our fellow ecosystems, mistreating and abusing them, allowing us to be influenced by what is in vogue or by the ambition to look good, according to us. It is important to note that it is psychological, psychologically proven. People who abuse animals are more likely to abuse any human being as well. When you are a child, you have an innocent curiosity about abuse in your amorality. The child does not distinguish no sé cómo se the good from the bad. So the attention of parents and teachers is of the utmost importance to correct this type of action in time, in order to avoid creating more assassins. This is where an important question arises: why is cockfighting, bullfighting, and hunting still promoted as sports? Do we want to continue creating moral serial killers? Why, if there are laws in favor of animal protection, are they not enforced? To make a quote, you need to think baby seals or 8 adult seals or 9 leopards. All the damage that is done just so that someone does not feel cold. Is this fair? Although this is terrifying, there are worse ways of mistreating an animal, such as the one that is used as fun or misnamed sport. Among us, bullfights were the best. Bullfighter is the one who makes fun of the animals, torturing it by nailing in the blows, blending it little by little until the people are happy saying as the end the great sword of the bullfighter crosses his entire back until it reaches his heart, exploding the square with applause and praise to its hero, no sé cómo se diga, the bullfighter. One bank suffers and this and others enjoy. Who will be the animal? He who is cruel, no sé, pero cruel, to animals also becomes difficult in his dealings with men. We can judge a person's hurted by the way he treats animals. The German philosopher Immanuel Kant once wrote, like human beings, animals also have rights. Science, pues, 1977. The International League for Animal Rights created the laws of protection for animals and in 1978 established the Universal Declaration of the same that was later approved by UNESCO and the UN. Today, although animal protection policies exist, acts of cruelty continue to be committed against or less involved brothers. One of them is under the scientific pretext, where hundreds of monkeys, rats, dogs, cats live in deplorable conditions, suffering daily torture under the pretext of developing drugs and technology in favor of humans. But wouldn't it be better to develop a technology in which this test can be done without harming other beings? Why is it believed take a makeup, a deodorant, a shampoo, or a medicine requires so much abuse? Isn't it ironic to think that to improve our health we have to destroy lives? For scientific purposes, monkeys and rabbits are forced to smoke until they die of lung cancer. Animals are subjected to electric shocks until they are unable to fend for themselves. To rabbits without protecting their eyes, they put a makeup and hair dye until their eyes and skin are ulcerated. Monkeys are either starved or forced to run on wheels and subjected to radiation. The time they last in the is 37 hours. Other known abuses are cats are blinded and neutered and their sense of smell is destroyed. Nerves are cut from their sexual organs and then they are subjected to tests to see how they respond in a sexual sense. Animals have their vocal cords destroyed so they cannot scream. In the United States alone, 74 million animals die annually in these medical experiments. In addition, cockfights continue, to which still spores up to 10 centimeters long are added. Dog fights, those covered in blood, with ripped eyes, veterinarians moving on what is left of broken or torn legs continue to fight to satisfy their owners, to send the every year. Other equally excruciating practices are playing the piano at the end of the hunting season. Some hunters dispose of their dogs by hanging them. They are left on tiptoe, so the dog dies from suffocation when he falls down from fatigue. Or the so-called Chilean rodeo, in which a steer is wrecked in the middle of the race, ramming it against a barrier parallel to its direction of travel. This is the national sport of Chile. This traditional sport has been practiced in Chile for more than 400 years. The mistreatment of animals is a crime that hitherto affects animal species, but in the long run it will turn against people. Cruelty to animals is a social problem that affects the planet and the human being. The care and protection of animals is a shared task, and everyone must take part in it. Organizations, government, and ordinary people. Nations must raise awareness and establish concrete and adequate laws and regulations that advocate for animals' rights. They must also ensure that these are complied with fairly. On the other hand, there are numerous organizations or fundations that have become aware of this problem in order to protect and enforce the rights of animals. I believe that measures should be started to clarify doubts about the profile, personality, and conduct of abusers to avoid this cruelty and prevent future suffering among society. For this reason, it is essential to ignore the characteristics exposed about the abusers and even dedicate ourselves to examining the activities of children, hoping that in this way the various types of abuse for pleasure, for progress technology, for fashions, for food, are prevented or stopped by art, by sexual desires, by vices, and by all kinds of ideals that many often call insufficiency of our life instinct, which in reality is nothing more than a simple date instinct. Ya casi, ¿dice? No se me infarte. And why not start with measurements today? I think limit caring for nature, imposing ourselves against to the attractions that use animals, such as circus, bullfights, dog and cockfights, joining associations that support this type of causes, simply paying more attention to this, being that they cannot comply despite the multiple mistreatments, changing our customs in order to try to change a little the world we have destroyed. The famous cartoonist Kino wrote, "They said that man is an animal of custom. Rather, man is usually an animal." Thanks.